So, my channel has reached its 3rd year anniversary. I decided now would be a good time to look back on some things, my little journey I suppose, and consider my ups and downs. First, I will go over a bit of history, then talk about some observations, post some results of a small survey about my channel, and then answer some questions. So I started this YouTube channel August 7, 2019, to hold the name Games Twice Over, and began to record gameplay footage playing through Fallout 1, 2, 3, New Vegas, and 4, until November 1st, where I released my first actual video. Most of the gameplay footage featured in my videos come from this period, a library of footage from 2019. Fun fact, I never actually completed that Fallout 4 playthrough. I beat 4, just not that specific playthrough. Before releasing the video, however, I decided to make a logo. I chose to make it simple, a blue controller with a shadow effect of another controller right underneath it. Games represented by the controller, twice represented by the fact that there's 2 controllers, one is just a shadow effect, and over, one controller is over the other. I chose blue for its rather calming effect and to represent stability. While I'm personally not a fan of flat logos, I felt it was perhaps the most professional design to go for. So, my first video, why do Fallout fans hate each other? I wanted it to be something of a statement about my content. Though rough around the edges, I still haven't really gotten into a groove of things. But I wanted to say, hey, I analyze content. And while I could have started off by discussing the lore or something, I felt it was best to go a bit meta with it. I then followed it up discussing whether or not Bethesda ruined the supermutants, and later, the Brotherhood. These videos all actually became fairly popular, with the Did Bethesda Ruin series becoming the most popular one. Still, they didn't start off that way. For the longest time, I had little to no views. I grabbed some attention off of Reddit and random search results here and there, but not much. Some early commenters did see potential in my channel, but it just really hasn't happened yet. I released 2 oddballs for videos. One video showcased what was actually said on the radio in Kellogg's memory, and the other is just a funny moment in New Vegas while fighting Lanius. And for a while, those 2 videos were grabbing the most attention, but still not much. I left things pretty dormant for a while. No new videos for a few months until one day, I started noticing some attention being given to my first video, my actual style. It wasn't a lot by any stretch, but it has been more than it used to be. So I released a video about Bethesda's writing on April 25th, 2021. My least favorite video of my style, truthfully. The thumbnail is very clickbaity, but I netted 26 views in one day. Today, that would seem like an absolute failure of a video, but at the time, that was the most views my channel has ever gotten in one day. And for context, that April 25th, I had a whopping 20 subscribers. Still, it wasn't really the breakout I needed, but it did feed my ego. My account sat dormant throughout May and June, letting some small views come into my main series of videos. At this point, the Odd Child videos weren't getting much attention. My identity was starting to shape up a bit. Then I released How the F to play Fallout 1 along with my channel trailer on July 16th, 2021. 2 videos at one point, but let's be honest, no one really cares about a channel trailer. Though still I might update mine in the future. I released a video giving a little quiz, Aloof, on how to decide if you should bother with classic Fallout on July 23rd, 2021, netting 187 views in one day. Not fantastic, but hey, ecstatic for my small channel. But my first real breakout video, Did Bethesda Ruin the Enclave, released July 28th, 2021. It exploded. 9,239 views in one day. Huge for the time. By this point, my subscriber count was blowing up. It helped shoot me up to 1,000 subscribers. As you could tell, July of 2021 was a time period when my channel started to grow. The next month, August, was also wonderful. A video discussing if a 3D remake of the original Fallouts could actually work did very well, but the next massively popular video was Did Bethesda Ruin the Ghouls, released August 7th, 2021, grabbing 41,032 views. That was the 2nd anniversary of this channel, I didn't notice. Hopefully August 7th of 2022 is good too. Probably not, but we'll see. But the Did Bethesda Ruin the Ghouls video was my top viewed one for the longest time. This helped promote other videos. My first sponsor came around August 20th. When I released Did Bethesda Ruin the Deathclaws, a both great and nerve-wracking experience. Sadly, the HD version of that video borked until the help desk was able to solve the issue. I don't know if it actually did, but I think it might have slightly impacted the view count. Around this time, I set up a fan survey. It was intentionally slow-walked, but things also happened. I also built a Discord server during this time. Glossing over some events, after I did the Super Mutant Culture video, I cooled off a bit. I was getting less views than my explosive August to July time, and wound up taking a break for about 2 weeks. And YouTube doesn't like it when you take breaks. This impacted my views further. Coming back, I released a video on possible homages to the classic Fallouts in Fallout 3, followed by a serious video just discussing each main title of Fallout, bar 76. I haven't played 76 at this time. I released these videos with a bit of consistency for a couple of weeks. finally, I released a video on the survey. I had this guy there to try to break up the monotony in between results. His reception was a bit mixed. I haven't used him again up until this point and likely never will again. I released a couple of shorts on Van Buren, but it seems like I couldn't release Fallout shorts without being compared to TK Mantis, so I didn't really bother again. My next popular video was Did Bethesda Ruin Power Armor, released on October 23rd. 2021, which became my most viewed video. It helped my channel do well. I reached 10,000 subscribers. I also made a new survey about your dream Fallout game. Also, I started the theory study videos, with Billy's post-war ghoul theory being the introductory content. And I got another sponsor. I put that one in the Game Talk video about grinding. It didn't do well. Not because of the sponsorship, but the reality is my Game Talk series isn't very popular. Then another break for another month. YouTube doesn't like it when you take breaks, as I said. But I played through 76 and came back. First releasing a video on the Dream Fallout survey, then finally with the 76 video. The survey video actually wound up becoming popular. Not insanely, but popular enough. Another popular video was the theory study video on No Bark being the chosen one. I released a few more videos on various topics. Some talk about gameplay elements, some on the more meta sense of fandom differences. I also posted another survey on classic Fallout opinions. My April Fool's video was the last one before I took a 2-month break. There was a death in the family, and that really damaged views. YouTube doesn't like breaks. I know people are lenient, but YouTube itself doesn't like breaks. I don't think I fully recovered from that either. At least I haven't had a video blow up in the same way as some of the other ones. I came back with another video, one discussing a personal favorite, a non-Fallout game called J Cocoon, which did not do well. I made a few videos after that, releasing the classic Fallout survey results, which didn't do as well as I'd hope. But to be fair, after 2 months, people forgot about things. We're starting to get to the point of today. I have made several videos of different topics, and each with, well, very different view counts. These days, I can expect 2,000 to 6,000 views, but nothing huge. It's not like I feel defeated or anything, I just have to keep pushing forward. But over time, I made some observations. Obviously, my most popular series is Did Bethesda Ruin? It's the series that gets the most views. The title is a bit clickbaity, but the content itself is actually fairly neutral. All of my videos talk about a subject, show arguments for and against something, and interpret things with factual backings if I can, or if it's entirely subjective, I speak about how things can be viewed from under a specific set of lenses. Even still, Did Bethesda Ruin, as popular as the series is something of a dry well. To get specific, I made this series with the criteria of talking about a hotbed topic on how things are different between Blackout's original introduction of it and Bethesda's interpretation. Ruination is a bit difficult to define, but for me I argue something is ruined when it either lacks substance or is completely removed from the original interpretation, especially if it breaks a solid establishment. Most of my videos actually voted against the idea of something being ruined, except for FEV and the Super Mutants, because neither bring anything new or interesting to the table. But I can't think of what else I could really do. I did one on Super Mutants, Brotherhood, Enclave, Ghouls, Deathclaws, FEV, and Power Armor. I'm not sure if there's anything really left. Caps, I guess? But Did Bethesda Ruin Caps isn't exactly a winner of a title. I could do a series discussing the differences between how Bethesda and Blackout/Obsidian present things as something of a spiritual successor to the series. It wouldn't be shaming one or the other, just presenting the differences. And the reason for that is because I stick to being unbiased. And that unbiasedness is something that may get on some people's nerves. I know it got on at least one person's nerves. But I don't make videos with the intent of bashing something or praising another. And it's funny, because of that, I've been called both an Obsidian fanboy and a New Vegas hater. But back onto the subject of videos. One thing I've noticed is how the to play Fallout 1 video has been regularly getting views even when I'm in a drought of content. Mostly because it gets a fair bit of search results. There's a number of people interested in Fallout 1 but don't know how to play the classic games. Also, if you're new and interested in that video, be sure to add bonus rate of fire as one of the good perks. Somehow I forgot to add the best perk in the game as one of the good ones at the end. Yeesh. Anyways, I'm thinking about extending the guide by having an informative walkthrough. People seem to be searching for it, and while my guide has sorta helped some people, there's others still struggling. I think it would be good to break down into smaller 10 minutes or so bites of quests. On the topic of gameplay footage, sometimes I do think about trying to stream, but honestly, I've never streamed before in my life. I'm quite different with a script over live content. That said, no one's ever subscribed to me for my gameplay. They subscribe to me for essays and discussion-heavy pieces. Regardless, I'm quite happy to have you guys. I see a lot of the same people commenting on multiple things, the same name, the same profile picture. A couple of you have been with me when you could count my subscribers on 2 hands, but most of you joined later. I appreciate each and every one of you. Truly. But this is the part where I start promoting. I've recently set up a channel membership thing. No one's got to do anything, no one owes me anything. But if you want to support me, then I'd be happy. I set up a few perks, as they call them, and will still be trying to fine-tune them. My current modes are subject to change, not sure how I feel about them, or how they'll be received. Something may be better, really. The other things are roles within my Discord server, early access to new videos when I'm ahead of the curve, some videos that may be unique like bloopers or other thoughts, also thanking members who donate to me. The one thing I'm really iffy is with the top tier. My wife suggested that playing games with me could be something good, but I don't know. Pay me money to play games with me isn't exactly a great sales pitch, but I'm trying to also remember it's more of a support thing anyways. Again, fine-tuning. And like I said, no one's got to do anything. It's really if you want to support me and throw some money my way. Moving on, still wanting to make my audio better. I'm not happy with it. I have a blue snowball, and that's what I've been using to record for a long while. And even though no one's complained about it for some time, I'm still not happy with it. But maybe that's just me. Since no one's complained about it for almost a year, I should probably leave it be. It's really about your opinions in the end. Speaking of your opinions, I did a survey with some of your thoughts regarding my channel. Nothing huge, not even many responses, but I thought the results were interesting. It's a low sample size of 70 people, but here are some results. I love making stupid thumbnails. I asked you guys what your favorite thumbnail was. The 4 main points were: should Bethesda cure super mutant sterility? What's your thoughts on body horror? And a tie between did Bethesda ruin FEB and should Bethesda bring back power armor training? Your least favorite thumbnails were my channel trailer, a fair kill, Kellogg's memory, and why do Fallout fans hate each other? Basically, the stuff removed from my usual style. I also asked what your favorite videos were. The top earner was the survey video, what is your Fallout dream game, followed by should Bethesda bring back power armor training, did Bethesda ruin power armor, a tie between did Bethesda ruin the super mutants, and the results of the first fan survey. Asking your least favorite, you guys were nice and said none really, followed by a fair kill, Kellogg's memory video, and the J Cocoon video. Basically, the 3 that didn't really fit my usual subjects. Moving on, one thing I've been debating about doing was removing the introduction piece from my videos, the slow zooming in of the thumbnail in the beginning that typically has the Cons of California playing. It's possibly just a time waster, fluff, filler, but a lot of you guys either like it or didn't care about it. 6% or 4 people said they didn't like it. I'm still debating on if I should remove it. Your favorite series was the surveys, did Bethesda ruin, Fallout let's talk about, and my thoughts on the Fallout series. Some of you guys like a personal favorite and the Fallout list, but not too many cared about them. Continuing the trend, your favorite video content including anything with a survey. Theories, along with wanting to hear my personal opinions and analyzing the lore and seeing how popular opinion holds up. You guys also submitted some ideas to me that I'll hang on to for future reference. But you guys also submitted some questions to me that I feel like answering. Some are from the survey, some are from the community post. I won't answer everything, and some are repeat questions. So here we go. Why did I choose to start my YouTube channel? I've always wanted to share my thoughts and see if I can make people look at something from a different viewpoint, even if I don't actually change their mind. With Fallout, I began to look at things in a different light, as I looked into more of the established lore. Despite claims from some popular opinions, I started seeing that not all these claims really held up, and I wanted to share. As I began to make videos, I've also noticed that my style of unbiased stances, and having actually played all the main series games, is actually something of a rarity. I decided to be that unbiased personality for my audience. Rather than hating on Bethesda, Black Isle, or Obsidian, I decided to let fairness be my gimmick, which is something I've actually started to believe in anyways. I didn't always have this position of neutrality. Once I used to hate classic Fallout. Then I hated Bethesda Fallout. Now I see value in every style, even though at some points, a particular style could be more valuable at that given moment. Here's a question I get a lot of. Will I branch out of Fallout? I answered this with my A Personal Favorite video on J Cocoon, but I've always intended to expand beyond the realm of Fallout, and that J Cocoon video was my answer for that. Now, it didn't do well at all. It's my least viewed video. But here's the thing, I knew it wasn't going to do well. I came back from a long 2-month break and posted something that's far removed from my usual stuff. The audience that I've gathered wasn't going to connect with it. That's one issue I have developed by focusing on Fallout for so long. I grew an audience that expects content on Fallout, so it's hard to branch out. Thankfully, there is a lot of overlap between Fallout and some specific games. Elder Scrolls obviously, Starfield likely, even though my first video on Starfield didn't do well. But you kind of get trapped in this situation. You want to expand, but it's hard to do so when your audience expects a specific thing. But the only way to escape it is to build up a secondary audience by posting videos on that other content. Some of your original audience will enjoy it, whether it's because they like you as a creator or just happen to have a genuine interest in that topic. So you don't start from absolute zero, but it's pretty low and can compel a creator to stick with what they know works. But yes, I will be making another A Personal Favorite video, and I do plan to expand to other series as a somewhat regular topic. Mass Effect is one I like to do, I just really haven't thought about what I'd like to talk about. And I have no gameplay footage to really show. I need to get a 12TB hard drive or something. I'm running really close on full now. Starfield is one I know me and a crap ton of other creators will be covering when it comes out. I might do Elder Scrolls. I have started a playthrough of Arena recently and gotten some distance in there. I haven't opened it for a couple of weeks now, but I do expect to beat it. There are others I'd like to talk about as well, but have never actually played a significant amount of, such as Outer Worlds or Wasteland. I played and beaten the first Stalker game a long time ago and would love to bring more attention to Vampires of the Masquerade Bloodline. Also, the Fable series is another personal favorite of mine. I am very curious about what the next game might hold. Is it a reboot? Not sure. A lot of these are RPGs, and I feel like that would be the biggest overlap with the followed audience that I've grown. What's my favorite type of video to make? They all have different things that I like. That's probably a non-answer. I enjoy any video that does great because every creator strives for that. Sometimes the YouTube algorithm confuses me by what it picks to push. I enjoy coming up with theories, and I have a video about a theory that I've created coming up very shortly. I also enjoy doing research and seeing if a theory actually holds up, and I like sharing more fact-based knowledge, or arguable interpretive material about Bethesda's handling of Fallout. I also enjoy simply talking about gameplay elements and how they could be applied to any given game. I suppose my favorite type of video is one that's more thought-provoking, one that can make you, if nothing else, look at a situation a bit differently than before. Doesn't have to change your mind, just make a considered argument even if it's for only a moment. Do I want to do YouTube as a job or just as a hobby? Who doesn't want to do YouTube as a job, right? It's hard to achieve though. Compared to most people, I'm probably closer to reaching that goal than they are. But compared to the rest, I'm very, very far behind. When I have videos doing well, like that period of July to August of 2021, or shortly after releasing Did Bethesda Ruin Power Armor, it was possible to pay rent and food. Problem is, there's an element of randomness to this. Videos I don't expect to do well could get pushed, and those I do expect to do well can be ignored. I love to have YouTube as a job, because as much as I complain about making a video or stay up all night to reach a self-imposed deadline, I actually enjoy making videos and building up a community. If I can rely on it for a stable income, I can put things out a bit more consistently. That's part of why I started the channel membership. Being given money helps to encourage you to finish a task. You have someone to answer to. What do I think the future of the Fallout franchise looks like? And do I have any thoughts about the TV show? The TV show? No, I don't have any thoughts. I haven't really been paying any attention to it. For the gaming side of things, my thoughts are, it's gonna be a very long time before we get anything new. If there's one issue with Bethesda that's bigger than anything else, it's the pace of the development speed. Truthfully, I'm going to have to see how Starfield holds up to get something of an idea of what Fallout may look like. Then I have to see how The Elder Scrolls 6 holds up. Right now, I have a somewhat positive impression of Starfield because they brought back traits, but that alone isn't really enough. I'm hoping they tread down the more complicated RPG mechanics path. Maybe Microsoft's buyout changed some things up. We'll have to see. Will I be doing a sub goal special? So back when I reached 10k subs, I planned on it. Then 11k came along, then 12k, then 13k. I thought about maybe doing one at 15k, but that's such an odd number. 20k doesn't feel right either. Maybe 50k? I know I have something planned for 100k, kinda, but that's a very long way off. That said, I really want 100k subs because I want that damn silver play button more than you probably know, but I've been stuck at this 10k range for almost a year now. At any rate, the original planning for a sub special was going to be similarly formatted to this one. I kinda just noticed the date of my channel's creation and used it as an excuse to make this video. How do I manage to remove bias from a survey video? I think I could do a better job at it, but I handle my survey similarly to how I handle my videos. I write things to try to be as unbiased as possible. In my videos, my word choices are usually quite intentional. I tend to say things like may or perhaps, rather than the definite is or does. I try to leave myself an out. Even a sentence where I just explain the word choice, I even said usually intend because I'm a human and can screw up. True for my surveys. Sometimes I may slip in unintended bias and accidentally influence a survey taker. I have weaknesses, and in my survey videos, I often acknowledge them. I'll have a segment talking about how a survey could have been improved, and note that my surveys reach a very small audience. That said, I try to show results as they are written. If my audience just happens to really love New Vegas, then that's just what they put down. They love New Vegas. I don't know how the larger casual audience feels. I don't have that kind of reach. Still, it's word choices and self-awareness. That's how I handle everything. Would I do a video detailing my scripting and editing process? Maybe, if there's interest in that. I don't think too many people are interested though. Do I think Bethesda should give up the rights to Fallout or share them with another company? Give up the rights? No, that's a foolish business move. Share it, yes, but not because of any fanatical bias, but simply because waiting a decade for a sequel is absolutely insane. I talk a bit more in depth here, but the reality is I feel that Bethesda needs to source out all their IPs to other companies when they take on a project. Look, it's been 10 years and Skyrim still doesn't have a sequel. A kid could be born on Skyrim's release date and be in middle school by the time Elder Scrolls 6 finally comes out. Fallout 5 probably won't be released until 2032. Yeah, for me it's dev speed. 4 to 5 years should be the sequel wait time, not 10. What's with the name Games Twice Over? I thought it sounded good, primarily. The original idea was that I would talk about games that I have a fair amount of experience with. Games that I've played at least twice over. But I kind of pushed that to the side. It's more about sounding good. What's my favorite part of making a video? Making the thumbnail because I love stupid thumbnails. But the actual video part, the video editing process itself, because it means I'm almost done. I hate recording though. I live in an apartment close to a train with loud traffic and a neighbor dogs that bark at anything that dares walk near its door. Also birds. Did I think I would grow this fast? No, but at the same time, I don't feel like my channel is growing fast enough. Gotta keep at it, long ways to go. What's my favorite video that I made? Probably did Bethesda ruin Power Armor. Namely because it did the best, but also because I got to provide some alternate possible explanation for fusion cores. Who would win? 47 Gary-sized behemoths or 47 behemoth-sized Garys? Agent 47, disguised as a Gary-sized behemoth, obviously. Is Games Twice Over an individual or a team of people? Just me, one nerd currently sitting in his underwear. Videos would probably come out a lot faster if there was a team. When will I go on Kratos' livestream? Who's Kratos? Oh, he's that guy who made that really long video on Fallout 3. Am I a cranker? Kill. My favorite game outside of Bethesda and Fallout, the original Mass Effect, is actually my favorite game overall. And this one gets asked a lot. What's my favorite Fallout? Fallout Shelter, obviously. Come on, I made a whole video about this. No, I've been avoiding answering this question for a while. Kinda just to keep people guessing and wondering. After all, I have positive and negative things to say about each game, so it keeps people curious. Maybe I'll answer it at some point. Maybe as a subscriber special. At any rate, thank you for stopping by and watching this different type of video. I'll have another one coming out very shortly.